Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Carnivore channel. Guys, it has been 1 month. 1 month that I have been off carnivore, as you probably saw from the title, and excuse me, I am finally back. I'm finally back. Now, I have good news and bad news about the month that I have been off carnivore, and it has been officially off. I've stuck to it, I want to say maybe like 80% of my diet while I've been off. It's very, very hard once you've gotten used to, even for 2 weeks, it's very, very hard to get off of eating that much protein, especially once you've started actually developing the cravings for it. You really miss that satiety, but we'll get into all that. I have good news and bad news about the 30 days, and get a little closer here. First, before I start anything, I want to say thank you for watching this video, especially if you are one of the returning subscribers or just viewers in general. Anyone who's commented on any of my past videos, I do try to reply to all of them. And just thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for actually stopping and taking the time to share your journey, your concerns, your just the support in general. It's been insane. It really has been insane to have anybody, strangers that I have never met before in my life, actually stop and take the time to share parts of their life or their support with me. I appreciate that so much. But if you guys are new here, I am the Chaotic Carnivore, so named because I have a horrendous time with dieting, and I have a love-hate relationship up until this point with the carnivore diet. And as I'm talking about it in this video, it might be a little bit of a longer one, so thank you guys if you stick around for it. I'll have a lot of information up until the end, so please hang around if you got the time. Drop a like if this is something that helps you, because it just helps these videos get into the algorithm, and I have watched so many carnivores go through their journeys, varying different levels of carnivore, and I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for them. Any other time that I would have taken a month off of carnivore, by now I would probably be just crawling around on the floor, not able to really handle myself, because it gets that bad when you go from carnivore back onto a regular soft food diet. And what I mean by soft food is like fast food and things like that. If you ever eat that stuff, you kind of notice a little bit that it's like very easily palatable, not just for the taste of it, but for the actual texture of it. Like if you get a fast food burger, if you get a cheeseburger from McDonald's, it's not the same as a cheeseburger you make at home. It's just not. So anyway, and forgive me if I pause a lot, if there were a few more ums and, a lot of pauses, a lot of reflux coming up from being on the bad diet. It's a little difficult to get back into the swing of things. But as I said in my earlier series, when I did do the 2 straight weeks of carnivore, I do not cut these early days. I have the editing software to do it, but I don't want to cut them because I want you guys to have a realistic depiction of my journey. And if I have the brain fog and I'm easily distracted and everything else, I want you guys to see that, because as I progress and get better, I want you to see that progress. I want you to see those results so that you can get a realistic idea and expectation of how this diet works for a bigger person. So, a little bit of information on me. I am 29 years old, about to be 30. I'm so sorry, excuse me. But I weigh 309 pounds. I actually started my weight loss journey almost a year ago now, and I was originally starting out, I want to say closer to 370 pounds. And this is part of the good news, because anybody that's watched my channel before and they were part of my 2 weeks, you guys know I had gotten down to around 309 pounds. And most of the weight from the 370 I had lost doing some calorie counting and other things like that, but it just, nothing ever stuck. My dieting life was so chaotic. I just I couldn't stick with anything for more than a couple of months, and it wasn't working. But having said that, one of the bits of good news that I can give about the month that I have been gone is that I had enough of an influence from Carnivore to be able to actually identify my hunger pains. I wasn't stuffing myself silly at every meal, and I still kept to roughly 1 to 2 meals a day, just because my appetite had been allowed to change that much. So I was still eating probably well within a calorie deficit. I wasn't actually counting any calories, and I don't intend to because it's stressful. I overthink everything, so I just don't want to get into that. I really don't. But I just, guys, I'm just so happy to be able to talk to you guys again. I really am. And if you hear meowing in the background, it is one of my fur babies. Thank you, Maggie. She likes to carry her toys in and drop them on the floor for me, you know, so I don't go hungry. Give me 1 second, guys. Come here, Maggie. So this is Magnolia. She is one of my little support kitties. Mwah. And she has lovely pink toes for her little nibs so she doesn't claw into a lot of stuff or scratch herself open. But special cameo by one of the fur babies. Thank you for stopping in, Magnolia. Anyway, guys, back to that. So anybody who watched the channel before, you know that I managed to get down to 309 pounds from a starting point of, I want to say it was like 320 or 324. I'm horrible at videos. I didn't watch my earlier ones to make sure, so I'm sorry. But I got down to about 309. I have not put on any additional weight in these 30 days. I weighed myself this morning. We are currently sitting at 309.6. And I weighed myself like 3 or 4 times just to make 100% sure that that's what it actually was. And I'm stoked about that. I have been feeling really down. Anxiety's come back, a little bit of depression's come back. Some days it's been really hard to get up and just get the motivation to keep going. But like I said, being able to see after all this time that I have not put on any weight, it's a big win. It's not great. I should have never gone off the diet in the first place, but it's a personal win that I did not put that excess weight on. And as you probably saw from the thumbnail, if I was brave enough to put the picture on that I am wanting to put on to really give you an idea of where I'm sitting, you see I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of weight to lose. I have a lot of, not necessarily mobility issues, but I would say maybe stamina, like being able to walk for long distances. Even my exercise life is chaotic. Like one day I will just get the drive to be able to do 13,000, between 13 and like 15,000 steps in one go, and that's big for me because most of my days I'm like 2,000-3,000. It's pretty bad. It's abysmal, really. But I'm wanting to really work on that and improve as much as I possibly can. Anyway, so getting myself winded just being excited talking about it like this. It's crazy. But anyway, so like I said, 29 years old, 309 pounds. I have a plethora of different things that I deal with: the depression, the anxiety on the mental front, social anxiety. If you watch my earlier videos, I had such a difficult time being able to look at myself in the camera. Now I'm looking at you guys. I'm not like looking down so much because I'm not worried about this. I've at least improved enough mentally from even just those 2 weeks of knowing what I could have on Carnivore to not care too much about this, about all of this. I know it's going to be gone if I just put in the work. And that means a lot. That is a huge, huge driving factor. And like I said, you guys have been crazily supportive, and I really, really appreciate it more than I could ever put into words. So, on the physical front, I have a terrible, terrible time sleeping. I'm pretty sure sleep apnea is a thing. I have a lot of times where I'll wake up coughing in the middle of the night, acid reflux and whatnot. That's kind of toned down since the 2 weeks. I haven't really had to deal with that, so it may be on the recovery end, but I'm really terrified that if I go too much longer off the path that I really want to stay on, then I'm not setting myself up for any kind of success, and I will definitely be putting myself in possible danger. I mean, not even possible, it's dangerous. You can't have sleep apnea. If you don't know what that is, it's where you basically stop breathing like multiple times in a night. Multiple times, and you wake up just gasping for air or choking to the point where you can, I mean, I'm sorry for TMI warning if you don't want to hear gross stuff, but I've literally woken up coughing so much that I've thrown up on myself because it's that bad. The acid reflux used to be to the point where I had to take medication almost every day to make sure that I didn't have to deal with it or that I could just function. Let's see, what else physical? Inflammation. Oh my god, inflammation is a terrible, terrible thing that I deal with, and it's like in my knees. I used to actually have a job working inventory for stores and stuff, and we would have our little scanny guns, and we would go and we'd have to scan every product in the store. And that was a lot of standing, bending, sitting, standing, bending, sitting over and over and over again. And needless to say, these were long hours, so I was not having a very good diet at all. And the inflammation that I built up over like the 4 years that I was doing that, whew, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I feel it especially in my knees, my lower back. Fun fact about me, I actually used to have a condition called kyphosis. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a hunchback. My spine curved out at such a degree that I had a huge hunch in my back. And I got corrective surgery for that back in like 2007. So I have 2 titanium rods and 28 screws in my spine. Well, the doctors, told me, and I was kind of too young to understand at that point, but like I had chronic arthritis through my back, and I do myself no favors with my diet. I didn't fully understand what my diet was doing to put more strain on what I was lucky enough to be healed from. I'm telling you guys right now, if it was not for modern medicine, I would be one ugly SOB. Sorry, but it's true. I have had so many surgeries to help problems that I've had. Like, I laugh about it with my roommates all the time. Fixed an eye that was, spaced out, had it fixed a hunchback, fixed, teeth. Teeth used to be freaking terrible before braces. Thank you, braces. I probably would have been looking like the live action Quasimodo, I'm not gonna lie. So point is, I've been through all of that, and I get to here and realize that I am wasting it. I'm wasting all of it for the fact that, I want to eat crappy food, that it's not doing me any favors. It's not doing me any favors. It's not doing anything for me. I avoided being Quasimodo just to sit here and eat cheeseburgers that make me feel like crap. And it's not funny, but you just kind of have to laugh at it. Like, oh, man. So anyway, yeah, inflammation is a really huge, huge thing that I deal with. What else do I have? Oh, hair. So, I'm not going to get super into it in this particular video, because this is just me coming back in. And if you have watched my earlier videos, even if you haven't, I'm just going to tell you now, I talk a lot. I go from not talking at all to I just on and on and on, like I've had like 12 cups of freaking caffeine. Espresso, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just so happy to be back and talking with you guys. I feel like I'm finally getting back on the right track, and I didn't even realize how much of a weight off of my chunky shoulders this would be until I sat down in front of the camera. And again, just thank you guys so much for all of the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, the support in general. Thank you. But past that, there is excess hair growth from hormonal imbalance from the food that I'm eating. Thankfully, I have blonde hair, so you can't even really see my eyebrows most of the time. I promise they're there if you can't see them. But I also have a little bit of a beard coming in. Not great. Not fantastic. Chicken skin. This is just, if you can see here, you can see the rashes, basically, that I have on the backs of my arms, and they just kind of spread, the redness of the face, like lots of skin conditions going on with that. Past that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else besides just swelling in general. I know anybody who has weight issues will be able to empathize with the swollen feet. The feet and the legs, and you put socks on, and it's like your leg might as well just come out of a freaking cake mold because your sock is imprinted there. My legs will literally swell up over the tops of my socks, and it is Now, as I go on with this journey, I will share more videos and pictures with you guys of my actual body and what I'm going through. I am just not brave enough for that just yet. I am not, because I have certain parts of my body that I am incredibly ashamed of, that just even with the confidence that this has given me, that sharing this journey has given me. I got rogue Maggie hair everywhere. But even with the confidence this has given me, I'm still not that confident. The social anxiety, the whatever, like, not that I've had anybody, literally anybody, get on here and be unreasonable or just cruel or anything. I know it'll probably come, especially if this channel grows, but hey, like I said, if something were to happen, if I didn't let myself help me, if I didn't actually help me, where are those people gonna be? Like, if I let them bully me out of actually doing what's best for me, then they're gonna be paying my hospital bills whenever it literally gets the best of me. They don't even exist. They don't exist, and I don't care about them. I don't care about the haters. I don't care about the cruel people that want to just make other people's lives miserable. I care about you guys, you, the actual kind-hearted viewer that is stopping to use a part of their day to watch this video. Thank you again. Anyway, so yeah, physically, mentally, there's a lot of stuff going on that I want to fix. A few of these things I have actually seen cleared up with even the previous 2 weeks I did on Carnivore. And this time, we're going longer. We're going much longer. I did not waste this 30 days. I have been, like, how should I put this? It's kind of been a bit of a reset. I talked about in my other series before that I did not recommend anybody starting the carnivore diet without kind of easing into it, going from maybe keto to ketovore to carnivore. I myself didn't do that. I launched right into it like a dee-dee. Regret. Lots of regret. Not regret for experiencing the benefits of it, but regret for not being able to stick with it, because I went through my regular chaotic cycle and just got right back on the wagon of bad eating and bad habits in general. Bad eating and very, very low locomotion. So, now that that's all out of the way, let me give you guys just a little update about why necessarily that 30 days even happened, and it has to do with my 2 roommates. So one of them we'll call Rumi, and you've probably heard about her in a couple other videos. The other one we'll call Pookie, because that's just a nickname that she's had. I've known her since we were like 15. And so Pookie lives in this apartment with me and Rumi, and she travels a lot. Like, she visits a lot of family, and she works this job that is night shift. She works long hours in the night shift. Rumi works a job that is long hours, and she works day shift. So usually it's not really a problem with the eating schedules and everything, because Pookie's not usually here while Rumi is, so I get on this certain sleep schedule where I sleep at night and I'm up during the day. And we just can control our eating because we're not up having like those late night cravings or anything, blah, blah, blah. And we were on the same diet. However, Rumi basically started to go to work, and she does work with the elderly. And if you've ever worked with in-home care, sometimes these people will not, they have very, very particular diets. And sometimes they won't eat unless you eat with them. So she had to kind of wean off the diet a little bit to be able to eat with her clients. Now, some things did happen with her job, and she's actually switching over to Pookie's job. So we'll just put a pin in that. She is switching over. But Pookie was working her job, and she had a stint of not traveling around, not seeing family and all that. She came back home, so her late night schedule was clashing with Rumi's daytime schedule. So I ended up going from sleeping at night to then staying up all night with Pookie once Rumi would go to sleep. And then I sort of did this like staying up at the end of the day, beginning of the night, and then I would sleep for the end of the night and the beginning of the day. It was chaotic because Pookie also wasn't on this diet. She was on a just whatever diet. And that is incredibly stressful if you have eating disorders like I have, binge eating, the cravings, all of it. It's extremely hard after a couple weeks, even with all the benefits of carnivore. It is so hard not to just go right back to your old ways, right back into eating all of that crap. So it took the better part of the month to sort of talk with her and talk with Pookie and kind of just explain the situation, you know, really kind of figure out what all we were all going to do, because we were all sort of suffering for it. Pookie's like stressed. She has her own stuff going on. I'm not going to get too much into their personal stuff because they're dealing with their personal stuff. They have told me that eventually they would like to come on the channel and actually talk with you guys and share a little bit about their personal experiences and whatnot, because we're all overweight. Pookie is somewhere in the 240 range, I think, last I heard, and Rumi is with me in around 300 pounds. So, and we're all different body types, so it's like distributed in weird ways. But anyway, so we had to take the month to sort of figure out how we were going to fix everything, how we were all going to get on sort of the same schedule and, you know, make this change for our health. So, like I said, Rumi finally decided that she was going to leave her job. Pookie got her a job working with her, so everything's going to be shifted to night shift. I don't know if you guys can actually tell from the lighting in here, but usually I do my videos in the daytime, but that will be changing to go to nighttime. And I think that'll just work out a lot better because I live in a house with, you know, other neighbors and stuff, and usually there's a lot of noise going on because there's kids everywhere. But yeah, I think that that's actually going to be a lot better because then I have a quiet space right now to be able to do my videos and share my updates with you guys. I will be going back to the daily updates. They'll just be at the end of the day, and I'll be addressing that day instead of the day before. So you guys will get to see step by step what's going on. I have another child here who is wanting attention. His name is Ashwood. Hold on one second. Ashy? Would you like to say hello too? So this is Ashwood. He is very, very needy in the day. You want to say hello? Okay. You guys have had a visit from 2 of them so far, and they just shed like crazy. I have to get some spray to actually help them out. I'm so sorry that this has been so sporadic and all over the place. Every time I think that I'm going to sit down and actually do like a script, plan out these videos a little bit better, I'm like, no, you know, let's just get on. Let's just say whatever the heck's going on, give the people a legitimate update of what is happening just day to day. Anyway, so we've covered a little bit about me, we've covered the situation. So during the end of that month, this previous month, we started to kind of make a game plan about how we were going to sort of ease back into carnivore and be prepared to live the new schedule. Because if you don't know, a lot of people get worried about this diet. If they have, I've seen a lot of comments about, well, what if you work night turn? What if you actually work a nighttime job? Is it going to throw you off if you eat a bunch of meat overnight like you're not supposed to eat at night? We've all been told, I'm sure everybody and their mother has heard, don't eat at night because that's when you're supposed to be sleeping. So people who sleep during the day, they're kind of freaked out by that. Well, I really recommend actually watching some videos by Dr. Anthony Chafee. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. He is just fantastic with any of the questions you could potentially have. There are a few other carnivores which I'm still determined to make a video guiding you to their channels because they've helped me more than I can say, and I'm sure that they could do the same for you if I cannot give you something that you would like to know. So I will definitely do a video later with all of their links, all their references, and maybe even a little bit about exactly what they taught me. But you can go to him, and the nighttime eating thing, basically, you are not going to disrupt your sleep pattern if you eat fats and proteins. Carbs are the things that stop your production of growth hormone and give you just basically really crappy sleep, like just terrible sleep. And so if you're cutting them out, you're not going to have that problem. So you can eat, the meat or the meats and the fats and whatever on this diet. You can eat that at any time, which appeals to me because I am a night owl. I really am, always kind of have been. I've tried to fight it and go with regular societal expectations of sleep during the night, get up during the day, but I'd end up staying up all night, and that's how a big reason I got into being the way that I am, because I would just eat and eat and eat. I'd get tired and I'd want to eat to get the energy to stay up more, and I'd eat crappy food, and it was not good. So anyway, guys, I think that is all that I want to cover in this video. Coming back, if you guys have any questions, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, as I say, any curiosities, just leave me a comment. Like I said, I try to get back to anybody who comments on my page. Right now, everything is still really small, so thankfully I can get back to everybody. Maybe someday it'll grow to the point where I don't have that capability. I don't know. Hopefully. I would love to be as helpful to other people struggling with this as all of the other carnivores have been for me. That would be a dream. That would be amazing. To go from literally not being able to go outside and get my mail because I don't want my neighbors to see me, to actually possibly being an inspiration to other people that might be in the same boat to break themselves out of it, get out of that cycle. But thank you guys very, very much for all the support again, and if you stopped and watched the video all the way to the end here, you're freaking awesome. You really are. You're amazing. Please know that. Please come back tomorrow if you're interested. Tomorrow will be the day 1 update. We'll do it at the end of the night and just kind of let you know how things went getting back on day 1. And honestly, I have a surprise for you guys. I want to show you this this is a little weird, but I want to show you this gigantic egg that I will be having for breakfast tomorrow. Can't wait to show you guys. It's freaking crazy that I found it in an egg carton. I don't even know. It's insane. It's like almost twice the size of a regular chicken egg. But I'll show you guys that in the video tomorrow, and thank you very, very much for stopping by. I'm so happy to be back. Let's get back to the grind. Let's do it. And subscribe if you want to come along for the journey and see me go from this to hopefully a much more outgoing and confident person. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's update, the start of Carnivore Bites Season 2. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.